Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about what has now become the infamous Ledger update. First, let's start with why this even took place. In preparing for my taxes and providing all of the paperwork necessary to my accountant, I came across an exchange that I did 30 days of trading on. But no matter which way I tried to get the information from exporting a CVS, it would only give me 7 days. So I ended up giving my accountant screenshots just to make him happy about it. Although needless to say, he wasn't when he got 30 different screenshots. And if you know anything about accounting, the more work they do, the higher price you pay. Unfortunately, that's not the only exchange I had problems with. My second exchange that I trade with wouldn't let me export the information at all in a format that my tax program would even read. So again, I was left with giving my accountant screenshots. Unfortunately, though, with this exchange, I have a year's worth of trading and somewhere around 9,000 different trades. More grunting and groaning out of my accountant, and I will be probably doing my own groaning when I get the bill. But it facilitated the need for Jackrabbit to have its own ledger to avoid this problem in the future. So let's dig right in and get started on how to actually update and install this whole process into your system. So as you can see, I'm at the GitHub Jackrabbit folder. You must always be in this folder when you do your updates. So let's run the update. Now that the update is done, the update script itself has been updated, and that is a problem. The only way to fix that is to run update again. This second time creates the necessary folders for the ledger system to work. Next, you need to update your place orders programs with all of the exchanges you use. So list them all out here, one by one, with spaces in between them. Press enter and all of your exchanges will be updated. You must do this, or nothing will work right. Now that we've done this, we can either reboot or stop everything and restart it. Rebooting is easier. So go ahead and reboot. Now that you've rebooted and gotten back into your machine, let's see what this update has actually given us. So let's go to the production version, and you'll notice a ledger folder, which your first time in it, it'll be empty. But I've already prepared some examples to talk about. Each exchange has its own content for its ledger, and that content can change anytime the exchange deems necessary. So you'll see where I've added the exchange name as a prefix to the actual exchange ledger. It's the only way I can be sure that no duplicates take place with the amount of information that is pushed into the system. The ledger is actually comprised of two components. Part provided by Jackrabbit Relay from the actual signal it received. Part provided by the exchange that always has the exchange name as the prefix. So here starts the KuCoin order information. And you can see some quite interesting details here. And a lot of it is just messy. But nonetheless, fees, the size of your trade, the amount of funds spent, all of it takes place. Even the various types of functionalities on the basis of whether or not a limit order was used. It's messy, but it provides everything you need for your accountant to be happy when it comes time to pay your taxes. Remember, you get a deduction for your fees, so having this here is critical. Now this is KuCoin's record. Here is FTX. This is a spot market. This is a futures market. So you'll see a lot of differences within the framework. And each system has its own quirks and idiosyncrasies. Sometimes you get information that is simply not filled in. That is on the part of the exchange and simply the way it is. For example, here it says that the exchange did not fill this in. But when you go down further, you'll find FTX price. If you keep going, you see FTX amount. And then you see the cost that you actually paid for your amount. So everything you need is here. You can use this for statistics, to keep your accountant happy, whatever. Once the update is done, this whole process is automatic. And by automatic, I mean very simply, every time a trade takes place, the ledger adds an entry to that particular exchange subaccount file. And it will build up after a while, so I'm going to warn you now. That is something that in the future I may end up having to split this off by months or even days to ensure that it doesn't become too overwhelming too quickly. That's really it though. The ledger system runs all by itself. You don't need to do anything other than what I demonstrated here in this video. If you install Jackrabbit Relay onto a new machine straight off of the repository, this is automatic. So you won't need to go through extra steps, as it will come already in the updates. Give this video a like to help the YouTube algorithm. Let me know in the comments if you have any problems or suggestions. Also, be sure to follow the support server if you're not, as there's a lot of information that is given out there. Until next time.